Yeah. We out here the sirens. Y'all know what time it is. GameFi podcast season 2 in the house. Yeah. Okay, I have to, get my little amateur DJ skills on to make sure that everything is cool, sounding good, or whatever. So I always ask everybody whether or not the music is popping. But welcome again to the GameFi podcast, where we talk about everything gaming, arts, music, esports, and film. So we got a nice little slate. We got a couple of guests in here today, so we should have a lot of fun. We're going to get to it, man, and I'm just glad for y'all to be back here. Season 2, episode 2. Doing our thing up here at the Live Hip Hop Daily Studios, as per usual here in the ATL, Saudi Air, as we doing this thing in the South. Yeah, so as we get ready to kick into this thing, we're just gonna jump straight into the game. You ready? We're gonna do this gaming thing. Here we go. We ain't even gonna wait for it to stop. Yeah. It's gaming time here at the GameFi podcast. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk game. We got an actual baller sitting next to me. So we're gonna really talk about gaming. We're gonna talk about video games. We're gonna talk about some other gaming too, man. I ain't gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna let him introduce himself to you, and we're gonna jump right into this thing on the gaming segment here in the GameFi podcast. So let's jump on into this. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
J.R. Pace from College Park, Georgia. Current free agent, NFL free agent.
That's what's up. He from College Park.
Yes, sir.
So what high school did you go to?
Woodward Academy.
Awesome. And what position do you play?
Safety,
man. Hey, you always got to have a good safety out on the field, man. Got to have that center field catcher out there to make sure, defense, last line of defense for the defense. So it's all good. So cool. So I'm going to start out. This is like the hardest question that I've asked everybody. It kind of stumps people up, but I think you got this one, though. When did you first fall in love with video games?
Honestly, I can't pinpoint an age, but it was when I was real young. I forgot which Xbox it was. We started off with Xbox. Then I got tired again, like the red ring of death, so we switched to PlayStation. But I know I really fell in love with it. My favorite system of all time is the PSP. I loved it. I took that thing with me everywhere. I was playing Madden on the 2K, so that's probably really when I fell in love with it.
Gotcha. See, now they took it from, having to have the portable joint. Now you can just play Madden Mobile. All the stuff that you used to be able to do with the Game Boy and all them other joints like that, you just get to do it on the mobile now. So, but those was fun. All right, I got you. That'll work. So who was your team? Let's see, you say Madden, right? Who's your team you like to play with on Madden?
I like to play with?
Yeah. Who your squad?
Listen, because of, my situation, I'll tell you who I like to play with. I grew up a big Cam Newton fan, so
okay.
I like to play with him. But I don't want to, pick one team right now because you never know.
He a free agent right now, so, he got to be careful now. He can't be like, I like this team over that team. You never know. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got people watching out, man, and folks need some safety help, right. All across the NFL. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? If y'all need something, y'all need to call down to the A. I ain't pointing fingers at nobody, you know what I'm saying? But, we got that help down here if you need it. That's what's up. What's up, man. I mean, shoot. Wow. So have you ever played in a gaming tournament at all? Have you ever competed at all?
It's actually crazy. My not an official one, but my family used to have a Madden tournament every Christmas.
Oh, the fam. Okay,
they would come to our house. We had family, like my dad's side from Georgia, Stone Mountain area, Decatur. My mom's side from Ohio, so they would come down and we would have like a little Madden tournament every year, and we'd have like different prizes for like first, second, and third.
Who was winning? Who was the winner? Who always coming down house in the joint?
Back in the day, it was two of my cousins, one Devin and my other cousin Brandon. They typically were the top of the state every time. I also had a friend, a boy named Grant, who I kind of grew up with, went to school with. He used to be on watching Madden Nation, all that heavy.
Yeah.
So he used to be a part, and he would kill everybody.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. So yeah, so that's cool. That's good. So it's crazy. Madden is one of our games that we like to play a lot of time. But do you play any 2K?
Oh yeah, 2K probably my favorite game, my best game.
Okay. So who's your squad on 2K? See, you free to say that. So who's your squad on 2K?
Who do I like to play with? Right now, it's the Suns. I like D-Book, CP3.
Okay.
So that's what I've been rocking with lately.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. And you know what's crazy is, so, you know, we talked about these professional teams, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, not as much, but FIFA, and I shouldn't say FIFA, I should say Major League Soccer more so. They all have video games, first of all. And those three in particular, the soccer, the basketball, the football, they have pro teams now that they've actually drafted for and been doing for a couple of years right now.
Pro gaming team?
Pro gaming team.
Wow.
So the Hawks have the Talons.
Okay.
They're called the Talons, and you know, they just, I guess it's just regular United. It's the United team. They have a FIFA squad as well. They are talking about, on the NFL side, doing, you know, a Madden squad, doing the same thing that others are doing. But, you know, NFL, not for fun league sometimes, you know, they be a little bit behind the curve when it comes to, you know, things that are, you know, more cutting edge and non-traditional. So maybe one day they'll get there, but, you know, that's what they'll do on that side. But have you ever, so let me ask you, so what else you said? That's a COD. I remember we were talking earlier, you said you like to play COD a little bit. So are you pretty good?
No.
Okay.
I enjoy it. And like, I'm basic. So I like to just play the online multiplayer. Warzone, I'm getting tore up. Like, I'm constantly in the gulag and
getting bodied all over the place. I got you. Yeah. So, you know, that's me too. I always, you know, I'm catching the fade from I don't know where. I'm just running in circles. So I ain't mad at you on that one, but that's cool. So I know we got some stuff coming up over at Morris Brown, man. And so those are gonna be some of the 3 featured games. So I'm gonna invite you out there to come out there and hang and play and get to know some other folks off in the industry, man. And we try to have fun doing what we do. So we're just gonna keep this thing rolling. And get into some art and animation, little anime talk up in here on the GameFi podcast. We talk everything gaming, art and music, which is this segment, and then esports and film. Wait, we're doing art this segment, then we're doing music. Okay, there you go. Get me straight back there, Chemical in the house, making sure everything. That's the producer extraordinaire, making sure we do what we're doing, man. Shoot, have you watched any anime? Do you watch any anime?
Like, anime is all around me. Like, in Northwestern, like, it was almost like half our team watched it. My little brother heavy on it, but I myself, I couldn't get into it. Boondocks, I'll give you that. Okay. I love the Boondocks. Hey,
ain't nothing wrong with the. Hey, if you gonna call out a something, ain't nothing wrong with calling out the Boondocks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, my Stewie. I'm not Stewie, Huey. Yeah. I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about Family Guy, but Huey, man. You know, based off of Huey. The Black Panther himself, you know, he does his thing, man. He's real funny. And then, you know, all the characters, man, it's crazy. Boondocks is crazy, and it's a lot of in your face, but, you know, I appreciated that. And it got a lot of good conversation started. At least I feel like it did. Yeah, so, but shoot, you know, a lot of the kids, they're out there on the Naruto and the different animes, a lot of the stuff, man. I know growing up, we had stuff like Robotech and Voltron and whatnot. Did you watch Power Rangers growing up, man? You look like you young enough to be in the Power Rangers age, you know, all the different VR warriors, and they was doing all them things back in the day.
I probably watched a little Power Rangers. It wasn't my favorite show, but I probably watched it. I'd be lying if I said I ain't watch it.
You was pretty much out there balling, man. You was getting your ball on, little throw up tackle.
Throw them up, bust them up.
Oh, that's what see. They always throwing different names and stuff. It's called throw up tackle, man. Oh, we did say throw them up, throw it up, eat them up. We did say that one time. Yeah. We used to say that a lot of time, man. But those are some of the fun games we used to play, man. So, you know, that's cool because, you know, interesting. One of the things that we try to make sure we're doing with the realm of esports, everybody think you're always behind the screen and you just, you know, sitting down all the time. And a lot of parents be like, I don't want my students learning, or I don't want my children getting into any kind of program because y'all just playing video games. But, man, it's a $3 billion industry.
Really?
Yeah, man. Esports is killing the game, man. And it's a part of a $200 billion video game industry. So the money is there. They're looking for people to do stuff besides just playing. But, you know, you can be you know, like what we're doing right now. You know, we could just be talking about any kind of video game like we're doing right now, and we can be on Twitch or we can be on YouTube and we can be streaming and we can make money for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of opportunities out there and it's a lot of fun when you're playing your games, man. So Are you like art, graffiti, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I personally enjoy art. I'm not artistic myself, but I like to, look at art, and I think graffiti is definitely dope.
Oh yeah, man. I used to. I remember. I can't remember the movie right now offhand. I want to say. I think it was Breaking. I'm not sure, but the one where the graffiti artist, he died, hit the third rail, but it had like the white subway car, the whole new train, and they was just tagging it up, man. And he had people tagging over that. But I mean, it's interesting how even then it was depicted as, something that was negative, right? Mm-hmm. And now when you look around, you see graffiti art everywhere. And so again, the culture and the youth culture, leads. And now it's good. They want to see graffiti and stuff like that.
Are the like when I was in LA, I saw like the Nipsey mural, what's it called, mural, Kobe Bryant. That's still considered graffiti.
That actually it is considered graffiti, but now, like you said, they call them murals now. You know what I'm saying? They want people to come out there and put all those things up. And, hopefully they will ask people from the neighborhood or from the culture to be able to put up their representation of how that stuff is depicted, but sometimes they don't. And so, that's that fine line between, sometimes I term it whitewashing, where, it didn't, things in art and culture were, taboo, but now because it's mainstream and they found out a way to actually commercialize it, it's all good. Now everybody else flooding in, and it's like, man, we were doing this, but all of a sudden now y'all out here doing it, and it's like it's okay, and everybody get to make the money. It's interesting on that, but you just got to make sure that we got to keep saying something and putting it out there for everybody to know and understand. 44 murals on what? That's it. And you know what? This is the kind of show right here that y'all gonna see me actually interacting with my producer, trying to figure out what's going on. There is a call to action going on when it comes to the murals that are being put up. So it's on Bankhead, the 44 murals on Bankhead. Okay, so again, you have bringing in outside folks to do the murals. And it's not necessarily the people who should be doing the murals from my standpoint. I see. No, I'm saying they're going to bring local folks to do the murals.
They're doing a call to action, meaning that all the artists
right. But what I'm saying is they're doing it correctly. They're going in the direction I would want them to go into. But before that, they were bringing outside folks to do a lot of the murals here in Atlanta, which is like, wait a minute, how y'all doing that? We got all this. We got everything we need right here.
You're talking about living walls.
I'm gonna leave that alone for a second. I don't want nobody to come get me. So that was our art segment. I'm ready to move on, man, cause I mean, just thinking back of what they was doing, I need some mellow music kind of get me right. Yeah. Okay, I feel better now. It was Get Me Mad. I don't know, but this is like Lucky Buck stuff. I might be getting hype on this music too. Oh man. Now this is cool because I'm actually interested in finding out where you stand on this music. I like to talk to young people and figure out where y'all land on this music landscape. So give me your. I'm gonna make it hard. Give me top 3 artists. Give me your top 3 artists.
Right now. I give you top 5.
Okay, give me top 5. Okay, he ready. Let's go.
Baby.
Baby or the baby? Which baby?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. Okay.
Atlanta's on.
Atlanta's on. Okay. I'm okay.
Lil Durk.
Lil Durk.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Lil Durk. Oh man, I'm gonna have to put you on game.
Wait, Lil Durk.
I was in Evanston, but we was up in Chicago for 4 years. So.
Oh, okay. So he a Chicago artist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like when I was
Lucci. Okay.
I gotta put Mozzie in there. He from Cali. I don't know if you heard of Mozzie.
What's Mozzie?
And then my 5th would probably be Future, Thug, Drake, one of them.
Oh, you just grab one of them, throw them in the mix. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay, it's all good. Okay, I guess. I started to kind of open my eyes and my ears to.
Oh, I'm tripping. I forgot about. Throw them last 3 out there. I put Rod Wave at there at 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's not too bad. Not too bad for a youngster. youngster, you listen to some alright stuff, I guess. I'm just messing with you. My top 3, man, I see of all time for in hip hop. Now, see, he was saying that one all time. That's just who he listening to
now.
Yeah. What am I listening to right now? I ain't listening to anything right now, man. I'm working too hard, man. I'm
On the radio?
I'm
What about in the car?
In the car, you know what I'm listening to in the car? I'm listening to sports talk radio. I'm listening to podcasts about business. I'm listening to, political rewind, unwind, whatever. I'm on NPR. I'm listening to a lot of that. And I'm tell you what's sneaky though. Those doggone NPR producers, they some sneaky jokers. They slide in some good old music every now and then. I'm like, where they get that from? Where they find that from? So I'm like, okay, NPR, y'all killing it. But I'm trying to see, I'm just regular old school. I'm good with just some good old Outkast, some Goody Mob. I listen to some Hova. I give me some good Lil Jon, some good crunk dance, anything crunk. I can roll with. You know what I'm saying? And then every now and then,
Lil Jon?
Yeah, Lil Jon, Eastside Boys, man. You got to, yeah. Okay. But for real though, usually I'm not even really one controlling my radio because I got 3 little ones, man. So my daughter is in the front seat. I'm on Kids Bop, man. And I'm just listening to everything Kids Bop, man. And I'm in there rocking and singing along with it. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, somebody pull up beside me, watching me sing. It's crazy, but that's mine. But your all time. So who would you say your all times were?
Favorite rapper?
Yeah.
My number 1 is Lil Wayne.
All right.
Dang, that's tough. All time for me. Jeezy. Jeezy got to be in there. Dang. That's tough.
I remember Lil Wayne. I was in college, and we was listening to Cash Money All Stars, man, and that was our CD, man. And so I'm in fraternities, right? So we play the whole CD, and we just get our strolls and all that stuff on, man, and we just be killing it to every beat, and we was killing it. So I was like, Lil Wayne, I think he gonna be somebody, man.
Yeah,
he gonna be somebody. I remember coming, and then they had a concert here in Atlanta. And I remember coming down with my homeboys and this little girl I liked, and I took her to the concert. It was cool, man. But they had the helicopter, the helicopter blinged out helicopter coming. Yeah, back in the day when I was, Was he? I don't know. He might have been. This was like what, 20 years ago, something crazy. I don't know, man. I'm getting old, so I'm starting to forget things. Hey, they better watch out, man. We're gonna come back and take our mantle back and everything, man. So, all right, that was fun, man. That was the music. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to the esports segment. Yeah. So y'all, I know y'all ready for this esports segment. Y'all hear the band marching in, getting ready to play the game, halftime show, all of that good stuff. Shouts out to all the HBCUs out there and everything that's going on. Let's see. Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, Clark, ITC here in Atlanta. But nothing compares to the Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama. TU, that's where I got my degree from. That's where I had my HBCU experience like none other. So, where'd you go? Did you get a chance to go to school? Where'd you go to school? Northwestern. So let me ask you a question. So Northwestern is like Chicago, right? Okay. So did you ever have a chance to did you ever come back to like any homecomings and stuff when you came back and visited Atlanta? Because I know you probably had some friends that go to HBCUs.
Yeah, I got friends, but I was playing football. I ain't had any time
to do man, you ain't had no time to do nothing. Yeah, well, I know. I guess when you're on that grind, it be like that sometimes, man. But man, I'm telling you, it's nothing like the HBCU experience. I'm so glad that a lot of that stuff is getting pushed to the forefront now. You got a lot of folks wanting photo ops when it comes to HBCUs, but you got to make sure that alumni like myself are pushing them to do more with that. And then you have, I'm like, so if you think about the Hall of Fame, right? NFL Hall of Fame, the black men that are in there, most of them actually came from HBCUs. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think of, folks like Jerry Rice and oh my goodness, I'm blanking on names. I'm seeing the people who I want to say, but I'm blanking on their names. But you had Jerry, I know, and Jerry Rice just comes to my mind right now. But folks like Jerry Rice, they would come from there. But if you look back, it was always somebody from FAM, from Southern. You might have had a couple from Morehouse, but if you were going to be black in the NFL and you were going to the Hall of Fame back in, they probably by the 80s is when they started. It's because of, segregation. They started to want to bring in the black talent into the different schools. They were like, they would play against them and say, hey, I need one of those boys on my team, which I don't know how I feel about that kind of statement coming from a coach, but I understand they want to win, and they were saying that they were getting their backs blown out. Same thing in college basketball. They were like, okay, we got to let some of these black guys into the league. So, esports. One of the things in the images that you see in esports, you see a lot of Asian and white male images when it comes to competitions and anything like that. And what we have to do and what we're doing right now is making sure that we're interjecting into the narrative that no, there are a lot of people of color that are in esports, and there are a lot of women that play esports as well. So the diversity and inclusion is real all across the board. And if you look at professional sports right now, that's something that they're pushing for right now. So you have women who are officials, women who are coaching right now. I don't know if they ever will let women actually play football on the pro level. I don't know. But I think at some colleges they are letting women play now, right?
Yeah, Vanderbilt had a kicker last year.
So it's coming. It might take a little bit longer, but I think we might have a few ladies that are doing that. And so what we have right now, and I was mentioning this to you earlier, we are in the month of October, and so Halloween is coming up, and we actually have two events coming up. We have the HBCU Esports Showdown that's going to happen at Morris Brown, on the campus of Morris Brown College, at the Ronald Floyd Thomas Center for Esports and Innovation. And that's going to be between Pharaoh's Conclave, iHeartRadio, Morris Brown, of course, and McDonald's. We're coming together. We're going to be showcasing what we're doing there because we're recruiting teams now. We have probably about 3 or 4 HBCU esports leagues that are up and running right now. So we want to make sure we're pushing that narrative forward because that'll be a great way for young folks to learn and then go from there and then go into professional, the next level. So if they're professional players, if they're professional content creators, coaching, social media marketing, all that stuff, they're going to be learning how to do that and they'll be pushing. So we're going to have some of those showcases going on. And then afterwards, the next day, we're going to have Halloween at the Benz, where we're going to be playing video games on the Halo board. I think I had mentioned this earlier. So it's going to be fun. So I'm inviting you to come out to that as well. So, you get a chance to see the students and to see their eyes light up when they have a chance to do something that their parents told them to put those controllers down and don't do like my mom and daddy did when I was growing up. So it's crazy. So that's cool because I think so if you know where the Mercedes-Benz is located in Atlanta, Georgia, there are a number of young people that have never been inside, and young people of color that have never been inside. Now I'm going to get right to it, young black kids that have never been inside of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but multi-billion-dollar stadium next door to a community that has a median income of about $28,000 a year. So they would never have gone anyway. So by doing things like this allow young people to come into the stadium. So, and now you probably heard this from your coaches and things like that. What are some of the things that you do to make sure that you're inspiring young people to know that they can, go into things like what you're doing or just become what they want to become?
Yeah, just trying to, any chance I get, give back where I can, help out, just letting, trying to let kids see my story to show that, how, this is an extremely hard thing to do, but if you, put your mind to it and really dedicate yourself, it's possible.
And speaking of your story, what is your story? Like if you sat down, right now this is your first interview, and I'm gonna archive this because I know you're gonna get out on the field and you're gonna ball out and you're gonna do your thing. So what is your story? Like, who are you? Where did you come from, and why do you do what you do?
Yeah, so born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I was actually, we used to stay off Camp Creek, so I was on for Westlake, but then my parents put us in private school. Played football, played sports all my life. Played every sport almost. Then went to Northwestern. That was definitely a change of scenery. I still hate the cold. It was miserable, but I'm glad I went. I think I definitely met some people and had some experiences, and it was someplace I was supposed to be. And then for me, I always loved college football. Really, I grew up loving basketball, but I used to think I was better than I was, but I wasn't that good. And so, I always loved college football. I never really thought about the NFL like that. My dad, he's a financial advisor, so he's around athletes all the time. So I've been around it all my life. Then, through college, started making some plays, and people were like, dude, like, you got a chance, take this seriously. So, that came to be. So went undrafted with the Falcons this year. Was with them through into the preseason, and here I am.
All right, but I know you put some good film, some good tape out there, as a lot of the coaches say, and it's all about opportunities. And when I coach baseball, football, basketball, and I talk to my kids, and I always let them know, and I'm honest. I'm like, look, top 2% in the world now, and it used to be for basketball and football and baseball, it would be just coming out of the United States. But no, it's not that anymore. It's global now. Yeah. So they're picking the top 2 out of the world that you have to compete against in order to make it to the next level. It is very hard. It is not easy. So you got to do everything you possibly can to help yourself stand out. Yep. And the work you got to put in is serious. Because again, the people on your street, that's not who you're competing against. The people in your state, that's not who you compete. You competing with somebody thousands of miles away in another country who is up probably 2-3 hours before you even thought about getting up and practicing. So, what was that grind like, putting that work in that you when you were getting ready, when you knew that it was something that you wanted to pursue?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like when you commit yourself, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. So in high school, I think it was going into my junior year, I started with a trainer who was my neighborhood. Getting up at 4 in the morning, going to work out. He'd have me work out at Camp Creek. Then we'll go in LA, work out. Then I had to go to school, and the football team had to work out in the morning. So, like, my days were just long. But, it created a work ethic and the grind. And so, that was instilled in me. I took that over to college. So, I was able to, have some success in college. And, I still try to carry that to this day.
Man, and that's very important that I'm glad you said, because a lot of young people don't know and understand that it is a grind to become professional in whatever it is you want to do. You can't just one day pick up a computer and then all of a sudden you can design a video game. You can't just all of a sudden, pick up an instrument and, be in a rock band or be a musician or an artist. You got to actually grind and put in the effort to be able to do that. And a lot of people don't get a chance to see that. And they don't get a chance to hear that, because all they see are these people who are becoming famous seemingly overnight. Yeah. But, it's not like that. Man, so if you could talk back to your, let's say, 12-year-old self and inspire your 12-year-old self, what is something that you would say?
I don't know, just because for me, like I said, I never really had plans to go to the league, but I was extremely super competitive. So when I was doing all that working out and stuff, it was just so I could, be better than who I was playing against. But I would tell probably my younger self that, perseverance. It's all types of obstacles you're going to have to overcome, and it's not going to be an easy road. So just having that mindset already, knowing that, you see people, like you said, seemingly overnight, but, I was actually talking about with my mom the other day, and it's like, it's seemingly like you get drafted and it's all this fast money, but it's 15 years of work. I've been playing football since 6 years old. People playing football since they're 5 and 6. So just that grind and just, persevering.
Man, and that's why you have to start as soon as you possibly can, and then try out as much as you possibly can as well. Like you said, you used to like basketball. You know, and you were thinking that, that might have been the thing, but then, something else came. But it's because you were out there and you were doing it, and all of the different things that you're doing. And I like to always bring this back to esports as well, because a lot of folks think that, again, it's all about just playing the game. But no, when I train my students and when they're on their teams, they have to work out every day. They have to stay hydrated. They have to learn about the game. So, question. All right. Did you just run out there on the field? Talk about a little bit about some of your film preparation and going into the playbooks and learning all that stuff. Talk a little bit about that preparation, because I think a lot of students, a lot of young folks don't understand. Again, besides it, there's some research, and it really is research that you have to do in order to be considered elite at whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, so I think while I was in school, like during season, I think I took 3 or 4 classes depending on what quarter it was. But film study is a whole nother class on its own. It's every day you have to put in a minimum. I don't even want to put a number on it, but we were watching film an hour to 2 hours a day from Sunday all the way to after the game on Saturday. So it's the whole nother aspect. It's not just the physical, it's the mental. That's kind of how you can get it, edge on your opponent, find out tendencies, see, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. So that's a huge part of it.
And that's that same thing. And see that right there, tendencies, getting the strategies, seeing what it is. And it's not just film study on your opponent. You also do film study on yourself to figure out what it was that you could change, what you could make better, things that you could do different, situational type of study. And it's the same thing. So we talked about we talked about Call of Duty, right? Mm-hmm. You have to study, your reels from when you were playing, because why did I let him fade me from across the room? What was I not doing? Was I not hiding? Did I not protect myself? What was the strategy that I was using? If it's in a fighting game, do I know my hit boxes? Do I know my timing? Do I know if I'm fighting against this particular player, what are their weaknesses? How do I fight against that player? If you're playing Street Fighter, you can't play Ken the same way that you would play. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking the names. I'm hearing Ryu. You can't. Those are 2 different players, so you got to figure out how they doing. But then also, what's my man with the arms? Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on these names. This is horrible right now. But then you have E Honda as well. So you just gotta learn how to fight in those particular games. And you go to NBA 2K, same thing. You gotta know who's on the team, how they play. You gotta understand how they're playing against you. It's film study involved too. So there's a lot of layers to these things, man. And so I'm so glad that you said that. So let me put this out there. If everybody want to follow you as you are right now, free agent, but I already know. I feel it. It's gonna change soon. You know what I'm saying? We still in COVID, so things are kind of slow. It might be 2022, 2023 season. I don't know, but it's coming. So if they were gonna follow you, how could they follow you and just watch your journey and support you from afar?
Yeah, on the gram at JRPace5, Twitter at JRPace9. I just got on TikTok. I think my TikTok is JRPace5 too, but y'all catch me on TikTok too.
You TikToking?
Man, listen.
You over that TikToking? What was the last TikTok you did?
I don't know. This is a dude one of my good friends I know for long. He kind of manages a lot of the TikTok influencer stuff, so he kind of be helping me out.
And all of them getting all these commercials and all of this stuff. There is a life outside of whatever sport that you're playing, and if you understand, if you talk to any professional player, they know and understand you have to be marketable, right? You got to put yourself out there. So the social media is good, the TikToks. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of video game players on TikTok.
I mean, they on there. I haven't gotten on TikTok yet, but I'm pretty sure before this year is over, I'm going to have a TikTok going. I already know my daughter is already working on me. She's like, Daddy, let's go. And I'm like, I don't know. But, we're going to have some fun with it, man. Got to be a TikTok, man. But, man, JR Pace in the house, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to all the big things you're doing. I'm going to make sure I follow you as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it out right now. Y'all out there right now, y'all get on y'all IG right now. Get the JR Pace on IG. And then make sure you're following this young man, because it's going to be a lot of great things coming from this young man. Also, follow him on TikTok. Find him. So, y'all. So y'all can.
You ain't really gotta follow me.
Nah, you don't put it out there now. We gonna find you on TikTok and we gonna follow you on TikTok. and I'm gonna laugh, and then I'm gonna try to do a duet. If you put one out there, I'm gonna figure out how to do the duet thing, and then
See, I'm not that advanced.
I'm not either. No, I said I'm gonna figure out how to do the duets. Oh, I'm finna write duets. So JR Pace, boom, there he is. I done got him. Oh, he got a blue check, y'all. He's certified, y'all. And he modest over here, man. I ain't gonna let him off like that, man. So I'm following. I hope y'all following too, man. Oh man, this has been a great segment. Appreciate you coming out, and we're gonna have to do this again, man. So I'm gonna get with Chemical. We're gonna get you all the information so you can come on out as we're doing our stuff, man. And just kind of be here, man, and enjoy yourself while you on the grind and still keep yourself ready. Cause that phone, I mean, folks dropping like flies out there, man. I'm watching the games today, man. Folks dropping like flies. So you'll probably be getting a phone call soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
Man, that's what's up, man. We doing it, man. Hey, this has been the esports segment. We're gonna hit in that film segment. I got some more special guests coming. So see y'all in a minute. 2 and 2. You know how we do. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the GameFi podcast, where we talk everything gaming, arts, music, esports, and now we get into our film segment. I got some folks right here that's gonna drop some knowledge, some nuggets, all kind of stuff that y'all are gonna need to suck up and just apply immediately if you can. But we're just gonna get into this thing. We're gonna talk about their journey, what they're doing. They have an awesome company, and they've done a lot of awesome things. And this is what the GameFi podcast is all about. We want to make sure we're sharing knowledge with everyone that's watching and riding on this journey with us. So here we go. All right, let's jump into it. So first, as always, I got to start off with the hardest question in podcast history. When did you all fall in love with video games? I got to hear from both.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Probably when I was about 6, the Nintendo
Okay.
was the hot thing then. And then when it came out with the Game Boy, I used to go to church and have the Game Boy with me, get in trouble.
You ain't by yourself.
Man.
I think I got a whooping or two behind it.
Oh man, I think I go back to ColecoVision, Atari 2600, 5200, 7200.
You just had all the Ataris.
Genesis, then we had the Sega Genesis. Of course, we had the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Xbox 360, PlayStation 1, 2.
Man, they was rich folks.
Oh,
y'all
man.
had all the doggone things.
What we wanted, man. We had to get those games, man.
I feel you.
Big into 2K, so I had to have the basketball NBA Jam. You know this.
Man.
No, double dribble. Actually.
Double dribble?
Double
Oh,
dribble.
you on
Actually
fire?
started.
No, double dribble. I'm thinking about NBA Jam. We have a funny story about that. I can't say what it was about, but we used to play double dribble all the time. But my favorite part of double dribble was the slam dunk. When they would just go to the picture and they just show you the slam.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was my favorite part of double
What
dribble.
about the man in the corner that shoot the threes when you get the cheat code, you get them hot?
Oh my
He don't
God.
miss.
Oh my God. So that ain't right. Man, but that was fun. Now you're making me want to, I'm gonna go back. I got a retro joint back at the house, so I'm gonna have to pull it back out and play with my kids, man. I have to play with them. So let's all right, well, we've done with memory lane, y'all. We done with memory lane. So I'm gonna introduce these wonderful people to you. So share with the folks who you are, what y'all do, and we'll go from there.
My name is Erica Michael.
And I'm Emmanuel Michael, and we actually own a business development project management firm in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. Been doing it for a couple years. However, that's not the beginning of our journey. Our journey started back in 2004 when we first started working together. I was a manager in the restaurant industry. So I was actually gaming in the restaurant industry. I would play games when I get off work. That was my therapeutic time, was to play my video games.
Gotcha.
And so we actually got together during that time period, and she was in school. She always in school.
What school were you at?
Jackson State University.
Oh, you were J-State.
Yes.
You were down there in the SIP.
HBCU.
Okay.
And so Erica was actually in school at the time. I think you were working on your first master's degree.
My first master's.
Working on our first master's degree. I was working in the restaurant industry, and I got fed up, man. I got tired. I was like, you know what? I want to own my own business. You know, I'm the guy that was selling candy in school. I sold candy and
wait. What candy? What candy were you selling?
Oh, you gotta sell the blow pops and the Holiday, the little Snickers. You know, you gotta go to Sam's. Yeah.
Oh man, hey, I was selling. Hey, they 25 cents a pop. Because it was gotta start at 25 cents. I had the Jolly Rancher sticks.
Okay.
You know, I didn't do the looms. I always did Jolly Rancher sticks, the blow pops, like you said, 25 cents. Man, we was selling things like we was selling drugs in school, man.
Man,
I'm talking about the backpack, man. We was getting it.
If you didn't make $30 a day, you weren't doing that.
Better tell somebody, man. And that was okay.
So she told me she did the same thing. I was like, what?
I actually sold pickles too.
Oh man,
I had a little cooler,
that was y'all. That's the
no doubt.
Them women, those women, they know how to elevate the game.
Right.
You know, we think it can. We like pickles and
exactly,
man.
exactly. And so she told me that. I was like, what? You know, and then she told me our birthday. See, that's what really, really amazing. Our birthday a day apart.
Wait a minute. When are y'all's birthdays?
I'm May 28th and
I'm
he's May
29th.
29th.
Okay.
And so, you know, we actually met each other back in high school, but not really on that like you.
I was in high school. He was not in high school.
Okay.
Just a little bit older than me.
You know,
okay.
you know that origin story. It's always a separation on difference of opinion on how we got together. How she was all in love with me. You know, I see things differently.
I don't know why they want to deny that they when they're in love with us. You know, they don't want to let us. You know, that's so funny.
Exactly. You know, but you know that little history that we had when we actually got together, and I was like, look, I'm ready to start my own business, and she was like, okay, let's go with it. I was like, really? She was like, yeah. I said, okay. So we started our first business, which was a lingerie store.
All right.
A lingerie store specialized in plus size lingerie. Then Hurricane Katrina hit, was in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
And so after Katrina, you know, everything was messed up during that time period. And so we kind of took a pivot from that industry into the financial services industry. So helping individuals with their personal credit. I was on the radio show in Jackson, Mississippi, WMPR 90.1, Charles Evers radio station. A good friend of mine was actually mentoring me on how to actually work in radio by the name of Skip Mason.
Yeah, Skip Mason.
You know Skip?
Yeah, Skip Mason, because he does a lot of the historical stuff with here in Atlanta.
Different Skip Mason.
Oh,
different Skip.
see?
Yeah,
Okay.
different Skip Mason. This Skip Mason, he was actually a drum major for Jackson State. He was on the radio at that time period.
Okay.
And he started mentoring me. He's since passed away during that time period.
Okay.
Since that time period, since we got started. But that's what really got my mind focused on, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. So I hadn't worked for anybody since 2004.
Dang, congratulations.
And, you know, you bump in your head, you go through a lot of different challenges. And so that's what led us up to where we are now. We've had a tax and payroll company helping individuals with legal service. I'm actually a paralegal as well. And she has a lot that she does.
So let's talk about these masters. So I know you was working on some masters, and not the first one. It was like a second one, and I don't know if it's a third and a fourth one. So you went to J State for?
I'm a literacy specialist for reading education.
Okay.
So yeah. So I started off Jackson State. Well, I did a couple of colleges before then. I went to King's College in London. So I wanted to actually be an illustrator to write children's books. So I studied British children's literature. So that's where you get your Harry Potters, your the Narnia, that kind of thing. So I studied that for a year in London. Totally different. I was the only one that looked like me over there.
Of course.
I absolutely loved it. Then we had a Euro pass, so you can go different places around Europe while I was there. So I actually did some studies at Perot University in Cairns, France. And then we went to Amsterdam, Edinburgh University in Scotland as well, too.
Wow.
So that was fun. But going back to his story on what he was talking about on when we first started our business together. So then I was working on the first master's. I was teaching elementary school during the day. And then Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Saturday nights, I was bartending. So that's kind of how we got reacquainted. And
Hanging at the bar.
yeah,
You were serving out the drinks. You were serving
Yeah.
drinks. You weren't putting nothing in the drink. You were just making it real, real good.
oh, well, I mean, put a little something in there, about an ounce too.
Extra ounce.
So, and
That's what's
then we would hang out. This is my hangout buddy. So
All right.
we hang out. We play games. I'm the baby of 6. I have 5 brothers.
Okay.
So to me, video games is the second part of my life. So,
Right.
So that's
Oh, you
our
found
beginning.
you found a buddy, and when we talk about relationships, we talk about relationships with folks a lot of time. It's you got to be friends first.
Absolutely.
You got to have that friendship first, because how long have y'all been married?
For 15 years.
15 years. My
15
wife.
years.
Okay, we'll be 15 in January.
Okay.
So my wife as well. So thank you. Congratulations to y'all as well. But and I'm honest, those 15 weren't all easy. There's work you have to put in, and you got 2 different individuals coming together, and you got to build something. And when you're building that, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be I don't call them setbacks. They're going to be challenges. I'll say challenges that way. And you got to get through that. But it's that base friendship though.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I know we're for whatever reason, we're not seeing eye to eye right now, but we are friends. I know you my friend. You know I'm your friend. So let's sit down and let's figure this thing out. And then let's move on. And that's how you got to get to 15 and then to 20 and 30 years down the road. If you don't have that friendship, then, like with COVID, man, folks were jumping ship.
Man, you either get married, divorced, or something going on in COVID that wasn't happening prior to COVID. A lot of people realize that, I really don't like this person. I got to be with them all day. And thankfully, we never had to be in a situation where we didn't like each other. I don't think so. But sometimes I'm like, ooh, she get on my nerves. I know I get on her nerves too. But at the end of the day,
I get on my own nerves sometimes, so I'm pretty sure.
You ever talk and I'm tired of hearing myself talk.
That's why my office is on the 3rd floor and his on the 2nd floor. So
You got to have that separation. You
Yeah,
got
just a
to
little
have that separation. I'm not mad at that, man. And that's what COVID did, was put people right there. They couldn't go to work anymore. They couldn't have that separation, and they didn't know what to do with that. But again, you had to know we couldn't be in the same room in the office. I got to have my own space. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having your own space.
And it's not even just marriage; it's a partnership in general. Even if you have a homeboy or homegirl you want to partner with and work with, you gotta have understanding. It's good if you're friends first. However, even if you're not, you need to develop that synergy. Everything is about having synergy. I can meet you today, and we can come to a common ground, build that synergy. And as we build that synergy, that's what's going to keep that long-term relationship, whether it's a long-term business relationship or a long-term relationship with a spouse. It's all about having that common ground. So it doesn't matter if you're married or not. We also talk about working with each other as a couple. Not necessarily got to be a married couple. It can just be you and your homeboy. You guys decide to come together and monetize your hobby that you've been doing.
I'm telling you.
You got to be on the same page.
Yeah. This is our actual second podcast that my wife and I started. The first one we started was called Married to the Business. Because we wanted to talk about what you just said, being a married couple and starting a business, and what is that like, having those issues. So not issues, having those challenges, but still overcoming those challenges based on being able to figure out how to work with each other and how to, the business is the business, your marriage is the marriage. It's going to bleed over. Yeah. But, how do we handle that? How do we deal with that?
I would say a lot of part of that is knowing that both of us are really strong personalities within what we do. However, there are different leadership roles. But in my household, I desire to be led by my husband. So his leadership for me is everything. And if at work, I'm this person, but at home, I follow his leadership. So I feel like why a lot of, I can't say a lot of them don't work, but I do listen, and we both listen. We've learned to collaborate on different ideas that we have to make things work in business and at home too. Another thing is by us working together and living together, we have to know that there's a shut off. And what happens is when we get in that garage, leaving our office to go home, we have a little powwow. We sit there for a minute, turn some music on. What do we do today? What do you think about this? And once the music goes all the way up, we're clocked out. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We're gonna have to implement some of that. I take that. Got that note. I got that note. We're gonna start doing. Make sure. Hey, Chiquita. Yeah, she's gonna watch this a little bit later, and we're gonna figure this thing out. We're gonna do it. So now we got the businesses going. We got everything, and then lo and behold, COVID happens. So how has that been for y'all? And some of the things, like I know y'all did a recent event in September. So what was the pivot for you all then, as we were no longer going to be face to face, had to figure out how to do something else. So what was that?
wow, I'm gonna go first on this one because I know Emmanuel was quite long-winded. But anyway, in short, I even though we work together, I would take on contracts in the corporate space. So a lot of these different companies, since they were now needing to go online, I would design we're gonna say an internal university for them.
Okay.
So I've worked for Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies such as UPS, FedEx, ADP, couple of companies that I can't remember, or either I signed a non-disclosure agreement on.
Right.
So within that, I've noticed that they didn't have an onboarding system. They didn't have training systems set forth for individuals to work online. So we had to fill in a lot of holes within that. And so within what I do, we had to take a strong pivot because we had a lot of friends and family saying, hey, I need help. There's this funding out here, but I don't know if I qualify for it, or if I do qualify for it, I need to do a little something different. So within COVID, I began to switch gears a little bit. I started working so much in the corporate space, but within small businesses. I'm gonna say friends and family. So I started working with them because there was so much of what we knew from our experience and schooling and that kind of thing, but they didn't know. So I'm from the old school. If there's something that I know that can help someone else, I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
Now my time does cost, but I'll give you this information.
Wow.
And that's something about me and what I do. So in short, to answer that question, I switch gears on. It may take me where it was 2 contracts to fill a particular financial need, monetary need. It may take me 10, but that's okay because I get self-fulfillment from it.
Right.
Out of one of those companies, they had about 273,000 employees, but I never got the opportunity to see what I built, how it positively affected them.
And so that's the teacher in you.
Yeah.
That was the teacher in you right there.
Yep. So, that's my intrinsic goal. I love to see it. I love to see them blossom and bloom and get businesses, buy buildings, buy businesses, just build themselves. So that's me.
Wow. I don't even know how you can follow behind that right there.
Well, the pivot for me was, we own a tax and payroll company. And so we saw a lot of people who were in dire need. They were in need because they didn't have the finances like most businesses, no revenue coming in. They didn't have an online presence, so they wasn't in a position to generate any income. And what happened was the government said, hey, we're going to give you this money, whether it's the EIDL or the PPP or whatever these different avenues or tax breaks here and there. But a lot of the small to medium-sized business owners, they were not set up for success. They were not set up for to even receive any of the money. And these are people that I know that have been in business, 5, 10 years, 20 years, but they couldn't qualify for any funding because they didn't have the right tools and systems in place. And it was very disheartening. It was like, man, I hate that for them. So what we did, even you mentioned the event in September, the event in September was for us to work with small to medium-sized business owners to help them get on track, put them in a position that not only they could stretch themselves and see themselves at a higher level, but also put them in a position where now you break it down and you teach them, how to take your business from ideal to implementation to funding. Right now, it's a lot of money out there for businesses in general, and you should be in a position to get it and take advantage of it. And if you're not, then that's why we open our doors to work with small to medium-sized business owners to help them grow and get to that point where they can take advantage of the resources and funding that's out there. You know, it was a national global reset. I don't know, Eric, when the last time you realized, but when was the last time that the whole planet shut down?
The entire planet in my lifetime, that the entire planet shut down?
Airports, everything shut down.
Not the entire planet. I mean, it would be maybe a sector. Like if it was a natural disaster, you'd have sectors that shut down, but you never had, to your point, the entire planet shut down all at once. This was the first time in my lifetime.
Right. So there should be an awakening at that point to say, hey, there's something going on here. We need to get in position so we can take an advantage of it because it's a global reset going on. Yeah. It's a global financial reset going on. You have a lot of different industries that are popping up that you're like, man, what's an NFT? Cryptocurrency. Oh, man, you guys talking about e-sport and e-gaming. They got a whole league online where they're playing football, baseball, basketball online where we did that for fun. You know? And now you can do that and get paid. I'm like, man, I need to go get me another PlayStation and Xbox and give me this thing. You know?
Hey, you can get on there, you can get it. And so, and like I know we're in the film segment on this one, so let's talk about some of the content that you all have created to be able to do that. And because what COVID did was bring us to a digital format, how have y'all leveraged that with the growth of your business?
Well, what we're doing right now, we're putting out content where we're still in the process of helping businesses go from ideal implementation to funding. We're putting different tools and resources out where they can actually do an internal audit of your company, because a lot of times we think we got it going on, we got it together. You know, just because you can go to the Secretary of State and get incorporated, go to the IRS.gov, get an EIN number, and get you a corporate bank account, that doesn't mean you're in business.
And are those free tools?
These are free tools. Yeah, these are free tools that we make available right on our website. You can go to business1on1.com. That's 1on1.com. And we got our Facebook page, our IG page, our Instagram page is Business 101, Business 101 Live. I don't know, what's your Instagram?
Business.
What's
My
your
Instagram?
person? Yeah.
It's Erica Williams Michael.
They keep me on track.
Hey, I don't know either.
Yeah, they keep me on track.
I cannot tell you anybody's. Sometimes I can't hardly ever tell you my Instagram. So,
hey, we're just getting to a point I can remember her phone number. You know?
Well, now I can. I just find. I go baby cakes. You know, no, I'm just kidding. That's not. That's not what I call my wife.
But yeah, these are tools. These are tools for businesses. Yeah,
these are tools. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, these are tools for businesses that we put in a position where it's not. Yeah, it's content that we're putting out, but it's actionable content that we want people to say, hey, if you actually sit down for 10 minutes and you do a check on where you are in your business, once you finish this, you're going to see where you are from a business credit standpoint, from a funding standpoint, and you'll see what lenders look at when they deny you, because a lot of times we go and apply for things, we get denied, and we don't understand why I can't qualify for this money. I've been in business 2-3 years, I'm doing everything. Yeah, but it's a few things that you miss because you just went to Google and you thought the Google gods was telling you everything.
The Google,
it's not all together.
You call it Google. I call it the Google A. Like Googly, go to the Google A. The Googly the Googly get you at the end of the day. And where can they find some of this content? Is it just on your website, or is it like YouTube or anywhere else?
It's on our website for right now. We got an amazing team that we're working with. Hey, you guys were talking about the TikTok earlier. They're like, you got to get on TikTok. You got to get on this. You got to get on that. So we actually just set up a platform where we're getting ready to put a ton of content out, OTT platform where we're going to be on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, your iOS, Android apps. You'll be able to download. Actually, you can download the app now, but we're loading content on there every day. It's Business 101 content. That's actually Business 101.
I have something that I'm working on. It's brand new. Like I really just started working on it this week.
Wait, hold on. You heard this first here on the GameFi podcast. Right. Yes. Go ahead.
Right. It's okay. So you're actually the first person outside of him and the producer that I've told this about. Okay. So what I found since my 15-year-old, for his 15th birthday, what he wanted is he wanted a gaming computer. And I was like, no, absolutely not. No, not $4,000. We're not doing that. And he said, no, I want to build it myself. I'm like, you want to build it yourself?
There we go.
I can't help you with that. And I'm like, well, no, he doesn't know how to do it. So anyway, he successfully built his own gaming computer with the RPGs and the liquid cooler thing that's in there.
Yeah, the liquid cooler.
I just know it looks cool. I don't know the name for it. So what I'm working on, and I've already purchased the domains for it, and it's called ourtechspace.com, and the other one is techspaceatl.com. So what I want to do is work with individuals that are in the technology, digital gaming space, anybody that's behind a machine, to assist them in the business aspect of what they do. A lot of times we're subject matter experts and we might be monetizing that skill. However, we have to take 100 steps back because we have not done the proper things to set our business up for it. Whether it's protecting our intellectual property, whether it's a logo, it's a name, patent, that kind of thing, those are things that I would like to help these young people with. So,
well,
that's my new baby.
I'm going to tell you something. Well, at Pharaoh's Conclave, where we prepare youth for esports careers and careers in the gaming industry, we are definitely going to partner with you and make sure that we do that, because we have several young people that we're working with, and the education that, first of all, like your son, they already know and understand that this is a place to go and things to do. So I'm not surprised that he said that he needed the computer and he wanted to build a computer, because we have students that do that all the time. And they understand, okay, I need to have a presence, social media. I need to have, I want to do a business. I want to start a business in somewhere. But again, like you said, they don't know exactly where to get started and how to actually do it. So that's our thing. We're building entrepreneurs. We want them to know and understand that, yes, you may go work for someone else, but let that be your bootstrapping period while you're getting your job, your company up and running. So we say we build you to be entrepreneurs. If you need to be an intrapreneur first, that's okay. Learn some skills, do some things like that, get used to it, but run somebody else's business like yours while you're running your business, and use that as your incubator while you're doing it. I wish I thought of like that before I went to school, because I would have used those 6 years that I was in school to actually incubate my idea. It wasn't until the last 2 years of school that I actually had a business idea that I started working on those last 2 years. But had I done that prior to, I'd probably be a lot further, because we're serial entrepreneurs, my wife and I as well. So that's exactly what we want to do as well. So it sounds like we are a match made in heaven, and we're going to be doing some awesome things. So I can't wait. So let's give everybody your website again, where they can follow you.
It is business1on1.com. So business1on1.com, and then business1on1live.com.
Yep, you'll be able to catch everything at those two websites. The first website, that's going to be our hub.
Okay.
We got blog content, video content, those different tools we were talking about that you can use for your business. You'll be able to get those tools there. So we don't want it all over the place. We want a central hub that you can go to. You can always use us as a resource to help you out.
Gotcha. Do y'all have a podcast? Do y'all do that as well, or y'all just doing the content on that?
We're in the process of launching a podcast as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got all our tools, and
He's the equipment guy, so he's bought all these little nice
the
gadgets.
We buying all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. This
Somebody gonna know how to use it. I might not know how to use it.
Yeah.
Well, you got a tech person right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you need, they can figure it out. But that's actually that's one of the courses we actually teach. We're going to start teaching that probably the summertime. We're working with 102.6 The Situation, and we're doing putting together some content for a course on how to start your own podcast or radio station online radio station. So that's something that we're getting, because again, like you, we're seeing that that's needed,
Yes.
and people need to understand it and do that. And we have a lot of young folks who can do it relatively easy, and they have the know-how. They just need a little bit of the training, a little bit of the soft skills training, some of the hard skills training, and they'll be ready to go. And then you have them doing it while people like ourselves, we just sitting behind the microphone doing what we're doing. We let them handle the behind the scenes.
All the tech.
I mean, that's the way to go. That is the way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we might, I don't know, I think we might dust off our old Married to the Business podcast, or we might just end up doing a Married to the Business segment. I do know we had a sponsor who was interested in us doing more of a business segment during this podcast here. So I'm definitely going to share with her the content that we just created today and say, okay, this looks like exactly, I think, what we were talking about. But this is so needed and so important. And it's not just so needed and important, the information. It is what you look like. You are a black married couple that's up here killing the game, and I need our culture to see it. I need the world to see it and to understand that we're out here doing our thing. So I appreciate you all coming. Do y'all have any other kind of events or anything coming up anytime soon?
We actually got a live event coming up November the 13th and the second week in March of 2021. 2022 is going to be the Lion's Den. And then November the 13th is going to be called 100 Points in 30 Days, where we're working with entrepreneurs and working with them on taking their personal credit scores up 100 points in about 30 days.
Wow. Yeah, we definitely got to get together because, we have, and I'm probably saying this the first time, we have an idea that we're going to start with, just entrepreneurs, same thing. And I know that we have, so November 13th, I want to know so we can put on our calendar so we can be there, be a part of whatever we can do on that. But then also in the springtime, we're going to have some conferences coming up on that side, working with young people. But, entrepreneurship is something that everybody needs to know and understand. Yeah. So definitely, we want to definitely work with you all, do that. And I've learned partnerships, teamwork makes the dream work. So partnerships are very important, especially folks that, you got a good feeling about. I feel like I have a pretty good spirit. I have a pretty good spirit of discernment, so I can understand, these are some good people I can roll with. And I'm pretty sure I've learned over the 15 years, my wife is real good at it. She's real good at it. Yeah. So I already know she's going to be like, oh, yes, we definitely can work with them. So we're going to make it happen, y'all. We're going to make it happen because we gotta pull up. In this time, in this moment, and I said this in the email to a sponsor that we kind of had to say no to, that this is a time to be bold, and we have to be bold in what we're doing and what we're asking. And so, and no apologies. We can't unapologetically, this is the way we want to do it, how we do it. Either you can rock with us, either you're our people or you're not. And it's okay. It's okay. We're going to do what we need to do.
That's right.
So y'all are based here in Atlanta, right now?
We are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How long y'all been in Atlanta?
We're in Colony Square, 1201 Peachtree Street.
5
Same
years.
building, V103.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, so this is wonderful. See, and I also like that part. So now, and how long y'all been in? You said how long y'all been in Atlanta now?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, y'all pretty much ATLians now. Yeah.
We're going back. We came from Fort Worth, Texas, so we kind of back and forth. So my mom needed us here. She played sick. And so we came here. She just miraculously got better.
Hey,
so, yeah.
Well, you know what? That was God telling your mama that y'all needed to be here to really grow what y'all are working on, because there is no better place on earth. I tell people this all the time. Atlanta, if you are black and in business, Atlanta is the place to be.
Yeah.
It is.
Atlanta is definitely the place to be. So, man, welcome. I didn't get to say that 5 years ago, but thank you for being a part of the GameFi podcast. Thank you to y'all for joining us on episode 2 of the GameFi podcast, where we talk everything gaming, arts, music, esports, and film. But then we also sneak in a little bit of business in there, because we want y'all to be successful. We want y'all to be happy. We want y'all to take advantage of what's going on out there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there, but y'all got to reach up and get it, okay? It's not just going to fall in your lap. But you need the tools and the know-how to be able to do that. So we'll see y'all again next week. Thanks again for joining us here on the GameFi podcast. And I guess it's time for those sirens, y'all. You know what that means. About to get out of here. So thank you. We'll see y'all again next week. Podcast. I'm coming.